Mr. Speaker, let me explain something. The OSP has declared Mr. Ken Ofori as a fugitive. As a fugitive. Mr. Speaker, in our local language, fugitive, in our local language, it means that what didn't work Kamura. What didn't work Kamura. Or, to put it simply, Wajibam. 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 Or in the Hausa language, Otilo. Otilo. Or to put it in a more simpler way, Yagudu. It's as simple as that, Mr. Speaker.
Omande share mema munyina akwa abadeba Kantuna TV so. Sene Kantuna TV asha mobosa abuna benya nsembi edika nediti no Kantuna TV yede bebre musa pepe ne ye no. Eye special prosecutor reference ntwefo nhie mu. Ne nyane se eye sanahene a wotwemo ye Ken Ofori Atta. Ohwehwe ne ndende ne nyane se ode ne ho akanwura se ekose oba no beyi ne ho ano so ya hwehwe ne babia anyade aye hu no. Ente ensam no beto mframa mu no eye mnahwebedwafo nso eso aseni mu a no twetwe ensam no ase ne abasa ewo mnahwebedwafi na mra ensam no ehya ase na Kantuna TV yenso ye ho a yetwe ne nyina egu ahoma so a yebo amawo na watie.
Mr. Speaker, let me thank you for this opportunity. Mr. Speaker, let me start with a Ghana Web report. And it is dated Friday, 28th July 2017. AK-47 wielding corps raid John Jinapo's home. Mr. Speaker, 5 police officers believed to be from the National Security on Friday raided the home of former Deputy Power Minister, Mr. John Jinapo, in search of documents related to the controversial $550 Amerideal. Mr. Speaker, this very house, this very house approved the Amerideal.
What is it?
Speak to our attention. I think it's important we set the parameters right. Let it go into the records that nobody's afraid of this subject matter. And the leader says that he's cautioning. Nobody's afraid. Nobody has anything to hide. Now, the point I want to make is that, Speaker, yes, when we are debating, we make reference to other sources of information. Let it be put on record that any matter that anybody wants to reference, it should be tabled. It should be tabled. Speaker, if our colleague has some source of information, let that information be tabled before you can proceed on same subject matter. You can just get up and say that Ghana Web. Table it. Let him table it. No, he should table it. Anybody gets up and say Ghana Web, he should table it. Because I insist. Let him table it. Then you can take his short serious.
Honorable John.
Mr. Speaker, you are a leader. And you should know that when something is public record, especially in this house, we do not tender any evidence. Professor Mike Okwe, then Speaker, made a ruling on the matter in this chamber. You were seated here. Professor Mike Okwe wrote to the CID in respect of this matter. And so what other evidence do you want me to tender when it's captured in the Hansard? Anything captured in the Hansard, you don't tender any evidence. Mr. Speaker, I am saying that on that fateful day, Mr. Speaker, on that fateful day, when my house was raided by AK-47 wielding national security operatives, when they banged on my door, creating fear and panic, sending my 6-year-old child into a state of hysteria, into a state of fear. We had members here. They never commented on it. And I commend Professor Michael Quay on that day when he stood up and ruled that what they were doing was wrong. Mr. Speaker, they took my phone, they took my laptops, and took it to the United Kingdom. to investigate me. Today, a very simple matter. You are scared of it. Mr. Speaker, let me explain something. The OSP has declared Mr. Ken Ofori-Atta as a fugitive. As a fugitive. Mr. Speaker, in our local language, fugitive, in our local language, it means that what didn't work kangura. What didn't work kangura. Or, to put it simply, wajibam. Or in the Hausa language, otilo. Or to put it in a more simpler way, ya gudu. It's as simple as that, Mr. Speaker. But Mr. Speaker, we should not be afraid of accountability. As public officials, when they took my laptop, it got to a point they couldn't even open the iPhone. I told them I was willing to come and use my fingerprint. It was then and there that they told me that the phones had been taken to the United Kingdom. I had to give them the password. Eventually, the very America that I was accused of, a minister was dismissed because it came here padded by almost $800 million. Mr. Speaker, on this auspicious day, on this day of reckoning, on this day of accountability, the only thing I can say is that we wish the man in white,
5 minutes
the best of luck.
is up.
But Mr. Speaker,
5 minutes is up.
The finance minister should come here and settle the scores as well as
5 minutes is up.
Thank you very much, Right
Mr. Speaker, we are building a democracy. The honorable member who just spoke said gun-wielding policemen raided his home. That is what a democracy is. Police people. My brother, you don't use soldiers to raid somebody's home in a democracy. Yes. Mr. Speaker, let them be informed. Let them who stand up be informed that by 4 a.m. on the 7th of this, January, there was no defense minister in Ghana. Let them be informed. Let them be informed. Let them be informed that nobody in Ghana, let them be informed. Tell the gentleman here that he's just been nominated Deputy Minister of the Republic of Ghana. You are no more in a position to be shouting. Respect yourself. You are in government today. Mr. Speaker, let them know that by 4 a.m., when soldiers and police entered here to keep order, there was no Minister of Defense in Ghana. Be educated yourselves. Mr. Speaker, I still want to repeat. Let me repeat to my colleague. That in a democracy, you do not use soldiers to raid somebody's home. Especially when that person has told you, that I am not in the country and I'll report when I get back. Ofori Atta wrote to the OSP that, look, I am not in the country, I've received the invitation and I will come back and report to you for any investigation. You have no rights, Mr. Speaker, you have no right to send soldiers to raid a man's house when he's not there. When he has told you that I will come, I'm out of the country. It is worse than armed robbery. In fact, to the extent that I have seen pictures of Richard Japa, who has just been forgiven of his sins, raiding somebody else's house. What business has that man in the house of a man who is supposed to be traveled outside? This is not the democracy we are building.
Thank you.
It is wrong for John Mahama, who just won an election, to try to use soldiers to intimidate people.
Thank you very much.
We will not agree today.
Thank you
we
very
will not agree tomorrow. We are not cowards.
Thank you. Thank you.
We will account to anybody who wants us to account.
Thank you very much. Now,
I noticed that on countless occasions this morning, our respected colleagues opposite got the mic and started speaking without your authority. I thought leaders are supposed to guide you. The last statement made by the deputy whip on the minority side, you did not give him the opportunity. Imagine if everybody started putting on their mics and speaking. Second, Mr. Speaker, let me remind him, nobody made any statement about road toll here yesterday. Go and check your own record. So your statement about road toll, I don't know where you got it from, because nobody made any statement. Mr. Speaker, while the respected leader was speaking, out of nowhere, he got up and mentioned my name, you, Kwame, and whatever. Mr. Speaker, I want to encourage you to caution him. Speaker, if the issue, and Mr. Speaker, you're going to allow me, I think it's a very important statement made by my colleague. I will seek your indulgence at the right time to explain to you how in 2017 the whole of Adapu-Kodiabe was raided by national security because I come from Adapu-Kodiabe. The whole town was raided by
Honorable Minister, please, don't take us back.
I can even give you the name of the national security operative, Mr. Apia, caused Adapu-Kodiabe to be raided 2017. The whole town on lockdown. Because I'm a member of parliament for Adapu, from Kodiabe, I'll at the right time seek your indulgence to bring to you. So if today an individual, Ofori Atta, is raided, consider that versus the whole of Adapu Kodiabe raided. Is the law only good when it comes to your side, Mr. Speaker? Raiding either Ofori Atta or Adapu Kodiabe illegally is wrong. But let them know that what is good for the goose is good for the gander. Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker.